There's a video going around the internet. This is a very old video. It's from the night that Al fought Khabib. You guys might have seen it. I saw it 20 minutes ago. I hadn't seen it yet. So I'm admitting that it's an old video before you think you have to tell, but I hadn't seen it. So it's when the fight ends, those guys go all 5 rounds, absolute war, into what Khabib calls his hardest fight ever, and it was. Short notice, hard night for Al too, but he was at home, major opportunity. They had some weight discrepancies. A lot of things had to take place, but it turns out to be one of these wonderful evenings. They're all in the ring afterwards. All they're waiting for is Buffer in the shark suit to jump in there, say who your announcement is, fade to black, roll the credits. So when Islam Makhachev is in the ring as a cornerman, he's got Khabib, he's got the Eagle t-shirt on, he's doing his thing. He walks past Al. Islam stops to check on Al, sees that Al is bleeding, takes the towel off of his shoulder, this is Islam, and wipes down Al's face. Now, Al is not in the mood. Al's never in the mood, quite frankly. And so Al just turns and walks the other way. But it was still this beautiful moment. I mean, I must tell you guys, I'm disappointed that I haven't seen it and brought this to your attention before. I rewound and watched that 4 more times. Islam Makhachev, who's in the corner of the person who did the damage to Al, did not check on and congratulate his guy. He checked on Al. Didn't like what he saw, took his own towel and wiped it. It was this beautiful moment. Has you guys seen this? Ryan, have you seen this? Do you know what I'm talking about right now? It's this beautiful moment, guy, going around Twitter. There was like 800,000 people that see, even though I was late to the party, because if you haven't seen it, I bet you I just changed your mind on Islam, didn't I? Whatever your opinion was, whether you liked him, you didn't, I bet I just changed it. If you didn't like him, you probably go, wow, maybe I need to think of this guy again. If you already liked him, you probably like him more. It was one of these things. So I'm looking at 155. And I'm so proud of Bobby Green. I really am, that he stepped up and got himself an opportunity. Screw the rankings. Screw what you're getting paid. Screw the sponsors and the after party and your book and t-shirt deals. Get to the main event. You get to the main event, give all those things back. That's a deal. You make that deal all day long. I'll give you X, Y, and Z, or I'll give you main event. Boom. Give me main event. You keep A through Z. Give me main event. Bobby went out and found himself a main event. But when I looked a little closer at this fight, one thing that I didn't have the last time I brought this match to you guys is the information that they're doing it at catchweight. They're doing it at 160 pounds. And I got to tell you right there, I don't know what that means. Like, you get 1 pound in non-title fights. This isn't a title fight. So if it's 160 pounds, does that mean you actually win at 161 pounds, or they made it 159 pounds and it's 160? Like, that whole thing gets weird. I don't know where this allowance pound ever came from and why you can have it in every fight except for title. The whole thing is just goofy. But they're spotting him 5 pounds. Is there anything to see here? Is there something I'm missing? Is this relevant? Who asked for it? We would have to believe Bobby did. We know Bobby can make weight because we saw him do it 13 days ago. He's got another 13 days, 14, to make the same weight that he just made. But I don't think that Islam would ask for the weight allowance because of change of opponent, because Islam was planning to do it anyway. That's why I deduced that it's Bobby Green. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. I'm asking the question because a lot of times it does, guys. We just saw this more recently. Back the tape up, Nick Diaz versus Robbie Lawler. And Nick calls in and changes the agreed upon weight 3 days before bell time. We see it again after that and before now with Paulo Acosta, who calls up and changes it not once, but twice, and then puts on the single worst performance of Paulo's young career. Do we attribute that to the weight? And if so, in what regard? Because if a guy's ever big, you have to ask yourself why. And you're not left with a whole bunch of beautiful answers. He was either unfocused or he didn't train enough, right? Weight is very incumbent upon calories in versus calories out. Are you eating wrong, lacking discipline, or are you not working as hard, lacking work ethic? It's generally one of those two things. So it's very important that we know we just can't paint Bobby with that brush because we know he can make weight. He just did. But he still said, I'll give you 2 more rounds. You give me 5 more pounds. How come? How come? Why did Bobby ask for that? Bobby didn't care that he's got to be out there another 10 minutes that he is not prepared to do and does not have enough time to prepare. Now, I don't actually worry about that because Bobby Grant always shows up in shape. He's one of the very few guys. I don't think it makes a damn bit of difference, but he said, I'll do you the solid. Give me 5 pounds. Why? And it's not either thing that I just spoke about. It is not a lack of discipline, and it is not a lack of work ethic. And the only reason we know that to be true is we just saw him do this the other day successfully. So what do you make of it? I don't have a point here, guys. I'm genuinely asking you a question. Is there anything on this? Do we at least agree that Bobby must be the one that requested? Okay, fine. If he requested it, why? Does he have a birthday coming up and he didn't want to suffer for it? Does he got to... I'll take anything. It would seem as though you'd want to do everything that you could to mimic and replicate a title fight, though, when you're going into a fight that you want to be a number one contenders match. And we have seen this in the past. There was a guy, I know who he is if you give me enough time, but he fought at 135 pounds. Dana told him 3 times, if you win this fight, I'll give you a title fight. The guy won all 3 of those fights. He did not make weight any one of those times. So Dana, no, the deal's off. If you can't make weight, regardless of if you win, I can't elevate you to a title fight. Look, I'll make you the same deal. Go win this next fight. I'll give you a title fight. The guy went out and won, but he missed weight. He did it 3 times. Now, this is not missing weight, by the way. They have agreed to fight at a different weight class, but what do we do within the rankings? How do we accept a fight at 160 pounds and let those affect the 155-pound rankings? If you guys got an answer, I'm all ears. I want this to be a number one contenders bout. I do think that we can look and go, guys, we know what we're seeing here. It was short notice and we spotted 5 pounds. Shut the F up. Okay, I'm in. I'll drink to that. No problem. But this has been tested before, and it has been a little bit of a problem before, and it would seem that Bobby is the one asking for it. So I'm going to ask you for a 3rd time, and I hope you have an answer. Why?